Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey, folks, good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. We do the show from the Par-Mar Store studio. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. Par-Mar, the Ritton Family Foundation, best price and fair price. Again, offering the Par-Mar Store scholarships available to any high school senior or undergraduate student from West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Kentucky, or Virginia who is enrolled in a college, university, trade school, or technical program. Applications and details available at parmarstores.com under the community tab. Application deadline is April 30th. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. To the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including Thornhill GM Superstore. It is Chevy truck season. Ready for the truck that can handle any job? You need to get the 2024 Chevy Silverado. Get 2.9% APR, 72 months for well-qualified buyers, or a $5,000 total value when you do your trade. Must qualify for all offers through GM Financial. See them for all the details at Thornhill GM Superstore. Let's drive. Click or come by thornhillgmsuperstore.com or on the road to total savings, US 119 to Chapmanville. Loaded up this morning. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler, Goodwin, and Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango are here with some sort of an announcement. Again, as I said yesterday, I don't even know what it is. I'll find out when you do. A little later on, as we get ready for the Dirty Birds opening game, the Birds are holding a home run derby tomorrow at Go-Mart Ballpark. Jill Gearin from the Birds is here to talk about that. Natalie Tennant, former West Virginia Secretary of State, who is running as a Democrat for Kanawha County Commission, will be stopping by a little bit later on. Plus, we're going to spend some time talking about Dancing with the Stars, a special event going on in conjunction with that here in Charleston. How was that for a Friday show? Now, normally we would have Hannah Gardner from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association on at this time, but Hannah is not with us this morning. Hannah had a bit of an emergency situation with one of her pets, so positive thoughts to her and her dog in that situation. We don't have Hannah, but we do have the pet. The pictures posted at Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and the Dave Allen Show on X. It's Rascal. Rascal is a 3-month-old male, not fixed yet, but will be, microchipped. All shots are up to date. Now, Hannah tells me that Rascal is a real sweetheart, loves to run and play. He was taken in as a stray. So go get Rascal. And again, I've got the picture posted of Rascal on Dave Allen Radio and Facebook and the Dave Allen Show at Dave A70 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Now, about the building reconstruction going on. Talk to Hannah about that as well. They are still hoping to get the necessary repairs needed, but that's temporary. They are looking for a new location for the animal shelter, and they definitely need it. In my opinion. So, again, our best wishes out to Hannah. She had an emergency situation with one of her own personal pets. You deal with pets. It's kind of like a teacher, I guess, that deals with kids all day. Well, you got kids at home, too. So she's taking care of that. We'll try to have Hannah back with us next week. But, again, Rascal's photo, that's our pet of the week, is posted online on my social media sites. So go take a look at Rascal. 3 months old, not fixed yet, but will be. An absolute sweetheart of a puppy. But Hannah did want me to mention it is a puppy, so keep that in mind. It has the ways of puppies, so keep that in mind. But would be a great pet for somebody. All right, that will wrap up that segment. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by General Hardware of Winfield and Milton and General Lumber of Winfield. If you're planning a project this spring, shop locally. They're also hiring too. Stop by any location for details. Visit generalhardwarewv.com. Charleston Mayor Amy Shuler, Goodwin, and Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango are here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your mayorship.
To you.
Good morning. Your commissionership.
Good morning. I love hearing about the shelter. It's where we got our bus, Gus the Bus Goodwin, many years ago, a Lab St. Bernard. We didn't know he was a Lab St. Bernard when we first got him. We just thought he was a lab. Oh my gosh! Please don't show me the puppy.
I'm passing around the picture
And
here.
and he was the best dog, the best dog. He lived to 15. And I think his fighting weight, he got up to about 137 pounds.
He's a big boy.
But he still acted like a lap dog. But he was the best dog we ever had, and we lost him in January. And every single time you have your pet on Friday, I sometimes may take screenshots and send it to Booth Goodwin and say, hey, look at this little guy.
Rascal is 3 months old.
We're a big dog family, FYI. We're a big dog family.
We are too. We have 3 dogs, and Tara had to wrestle a chipmunk out of our 100-pound golden retriever's mouth this morning.
Sure.
You're talking about the puppy phase.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We don't have puppies, but they're still in the puppy phase for some reason.
Yeah.
And he caught a chipmunk, and Tara had to hold him out and pry it out of his mouth this morning.
He's very excited.
Commissioner Salango, why is PETA at your house?
Right. So sweet.
All right, so I got a text earlier in the week from the law firm of Salango and Goodwin.
Right.
And
it's a new firm.
They ask don't get rumors started. That they could come on because there was some sort of an announcement. I'm going to leave it. I don't know who's going to make the announcement.
So I'll kick it off and I'll allow Commissioner Salango to do that. But we started. I was thinking about this morning. Back in 2022, we all got together and announced our vision to revitalize part of, and a very large part of downtown Charleston with the Capitol Sports Center. And, I was thinking about it, though, this morning. We've been talking about this since 2014, technically.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we've been talking about a Capitol Sports Complex. We've been talking about sports tourism, which is, of course, a $40 billion industry, one of the industries that's growing faster than anywhere. If you are a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a brother, you see and travel all over, as we did, as most families do. A lot of families do, to travel with your kids. And so, since that time, we developed an authority to help oversee and make good decisions about the direction. And so we took our time. I mean, large economic development projects, and by the way, this is a very large economic development project, takes time. We developed an authority. We got the support from our federal partners, some millions of funding of dollars from them. Of course, our amazing partners at the county, millions of dollars from them, millions of dollars from the city of Charleston. We're working with a group, Sports Facilities, Inc., who literally have built, I think, over 70. I don't want to give the exact number, but over 70 of these type of facilities to make sure, what are we putting in here? We think we know what we want. We think we know what will work, but let's go to the experts and say, what are the things that we really need? And so those are the things that have been happening. People ask me all the time, hey, where are you? That's a brief snapshot of where we've been to where we are today.
Yeah, and the good part about this, and this has been a difficult process, more difficult than I thought it would be. Probably the mayor thought it would be in the beginning, because of all the way that the property was structured, the way that the agreements, obviously, that had been in place for many, many years were structured. But this week we were able to close on the Macy's property, which took a
substantial amount of
effort.
Time.
Kevin Baker has been incredible. I mean, they have worked tirelessly. Chris Settles, Mark Slotnick, our entire team, the mayor's entire team. So what we're doing now is we're able to finally get the agreements in place. We've recorded the documents, and the Sports Authority now owns the Macy's building. So what we can do is start demolition. I think on Monday we're going to have some walkthroughs with media. Yeah. And next Thursday, correct me if I'm wrong on the time, but next Thursday at 1, we're going to do a press conference in front of the Macy's building, and Rodney Loftus, who's been on standby. Rodney, thank you for your patience. We have been so close.
He's literally
so many times.
out in a bulldozer in the back parking lot right now.
We're gonna knock something down. I don't know what he's gonna knock down, but I'm gonna leave that to him. Something we can safely knock down. But this has been a very long process, but we're moving forward. We were able to I think we closed on. Was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, we were able to actually record the documents. We've been working hard with the whole group. Obviously, they have a tremendous interest in this. They have an interest in making sure that their property is protected. We've been working with the bondholders. They have an interest in this, but we were finally able to get all of that together, at least on the Macy's part, so that we can press forward.
And I want to give a shout out to Cura too, the
Yeah,
Charleston
absolutely.
Urban Renewal Authority, really, who has been a champion of this. I mean, in development, that's why they were formed way back when. And they were a real big champion in this, and they helped us truly make this happen. Without their support and their help, we wouldn't have been able to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been great. Our county manager, Jennifer Harold's been wonderful. She's put in a lot of time, a lot of effort on this. The board, of course, Steve White's the president of the board, and all the others, Nancy and Kyle and Nate Burton. They've worked incredibly hard on this as well. Commissioner Carper and Commissioner President Wheeler, they've been a big support of this because they've seen how this works. They've seen the success at the Shawnee Sports Complex, bringing in, over $150 million in its first 5 years in economic impact. We're bringing in $30 to $40 million this year alone, based upon the USYS tournaments that are coming in. The Capital Cup, which brought in $8 to $10 million just 3 days after the complex was hit with a tornado. This works. So we begin a lot of calls from the folks with the hotels, the restaurants, everybody.
I got a call yesterday.
What's the status?
I got a call from the hotel yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yes.
So that's the status. We actually were able to close on the Macy's property, and we wanted to announce that here because we've talked about, so many times on here about what the progress is. There were a lot of legal hurdles. To be honest, there were multiple lawsuits that were going on that the lawyers much smarter than me were able to negotiate and try to figure out.
It's always the lawyers, Ben.
Always the daggone lawyers. And then you've got different easements you've got to deal with. You've got bondholders who are kind of everywhere. I mean, I forget where they're based, Texas or somewhere. And, you got to work all this out. You have the whole group. And so finally we were able to get that done. So that's why we wanted to come in and share it with you. That's the status.
Yeah.
Right. And so, again, to kind of recap, the announcement is that, and we had kind of alluded to when you were on the show earlier this week that we just didn't have the finals, is that you're going to start to see some earth moving and more importantly, some things being torn down.
That's exactly right.
The punchline is this: the Macy's building is coming down. It's been a long time in coming. And what is going to be in replace of that building is truly going to continue the synergy, the energy that we have in downtown Charleston. There isn't a day that goes by that somebody doesn't talk to me about a new act that's coming in, a concert that's coming in, families that are flooding from Shawnee. Guess where they stay? They stay with us for days on end. And, if you were anywhere in the city of Charleston over the last weekend, you saw 120 teams with about 2,000 girls playing volleyball. Well, think about that, okay? That's a nice chunk of business. That's a lot of people in town. That's small potatoes compared to what we're getting ready to do. That's a small look at what we're ready to do. And I'll leave my comments with this. Councilmember Pat Jones, whose son is a fantastic coach in Nitro, and he said, he actually said it. He said publicly on the council floor last week. He said, I had my concerns about this. I knew you were giving me the numbers, $1 billion, and the hotels and the restaurants and how it changed the face of so many communities. He said, and I understood what you're saying. I didn't really get it till I went to Pittsburgh. And I went to Pittsburgh with my kids. And I saw what can happen when you have a facility like this to a community. He said, if I wasn't in before, I'm in now because I understand the return on investment. I understand not only that from a travel sports tourism, but I also understand it now, and most important for our kids here. Our kids here deserve and need good places to play. We've got some outstanding athletes here, and not only outstanding athletes that are going to go on and get college scholarships, play volleyball or basketball, but we also have a community that their children need to learn and develop and grow. They don't know what they want to do. Let's give them a place to figure that out.
Let me read a quick text. I know you both got to go, but this is, I think, and again, we don't want to, I'm going to get into the timeline before I let you go too, but somebody texted, wanted to know what would the parking situation be for the sports complex. I know we're not quite there yet. The Town Center Mall parking garage looks like a Mothman nest, according to a texter. So I guess all that's going to come and at some point. I mean, we're not anywhere close to that yet.
I'll go ahead and I'll give it to Commissioner Salango, but I'll just go ahead and say this. We need those parking garages for a variety of different reasons. By by the way, we need them because of they're booked. By the way, they get booked. We have a lot of people that have monthly passes to those parking garages. Don't forget, we have TC Energy that's also coming into town. We have a lot of businesses that are growing, and oh, by the way, we have a lot of residential that's popping up downtown. So those parking lots are going to be important, not just for this, but for the entire community, not just the Capitol Sports Center.
Yeah, and I think that's the next piece of the puzzle. We've got to look at exactly how that's going to be structured. I know there are some hotels that are nearby that are interested in parking lots, and so
somebody actually asked me in the hall this morning what the status of a new hotel was in Charleston.
Well, I can say from what I know, there are several projects that are planned that are watching what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all going to be built around this, pretty much.
It's like City Center at Slide
Right.
Plaza. People were waiting for us to build the park. Now look at it.
Right.
Now look at City Center.
I mean, it's the go-to place. And so there are other projects. I know there's a restaurant that's waiting to see what we do. The hotels are looking. So that's why it's important that we move forward. Just to give them some confidence that this is happening.
All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you making the announcement here. And you'll be hearing a whole lot more about this. You said there's going to be sort of a media walkthrough, I think, next week, and then an actual press conference on Thursday.
Yeah,
is that right?
I think Monday at 1. Am I right about the walkthrough?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then Thursday at 1 is going to be the press conference where we'll go over there, and Rodney is. I hope Rodney lets the mayor knock something down.
Oh, I absolutely will be in the back with Ron Butlin from Cura. I think we'll just jump in that and take a quick wall down. We appreciate you, Dave, and thanks to everybody for your support. My phone is blowing up with when's it going to be done? What are we?
And all this is going to be because I had a few text people saying, "Well, is this going to be there and that's going to be there?" We're going to talk about that. We got to start with getting that building down first. So
right.
we'll get into all that a little bit later on.
That's right.
And there'll be public input, of course.
And we've had tremendous public input, by the way, the past 2 years. I mean, we've been flooded. I mean, that's why, we worked with Sports Facilities Inc. Last thing I'll say is the public has given us incredible input already.
They really have.
All right, guys. I appreciate you both being here. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. 924 of the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Hudson's Pizza. Get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and large tossed salad, only $20.99 at your favorite Hudson's location. Back after this from the Par-Mar Store studio and the voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
Hi, I'm David McCormick, owner of Omega Commercial Interiors. We'd like to thank you, West Virginia, for making us the #1 office furniture and commercial interiors company in West Virginia. Remember, when you're looking for quality office furniture and space planning for healthcare, corporate offices, or even a private office, call us and buy local. Omega Commercial Interiors. We're a proud West Virginia company. Visit us online at omegacommercialinteriors.com in Morgantown and Charleston.
Dwayne Duncan is a Republican running for Kanawha County Commission. We know that we can trust Republican Dwayne Duncan to deliver for Kanawha County families. Dwayne Duncan wants lower taxes, more jobs, and will fight the crime problem in Kanawha County. Dwayne Duncan is a Republican and proven job creator. Taxes are too high for Kanawha County. Let's vote to keep more of our hard-earned money. Let's vote for Republican Dwayne Duncan for Kanawha County Commission. Paid for by Dwayne Duncan for Kanawha County Commission. Tori Takubo, Treasurer.
We are professional grade. If you're up for the challenge, then you need to visit Thornhill GM Superstore on the Thornhill Motor Mile and get treated like a pro with the best deals on new GMC Sierra trucks and the new 2024 GMC Terrain. Go pro, but don't prolong. Qualified buyers can enjoy 3.9% for 60 months or an additional purchase allowance of up to $2,250 and no payments for 90 days. Get on the move. Go pro with Thornhill GM Superstore on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville, and ThornhillGMSuperstore.com. Dr. G Financial. Visit Thornhill for all details.
926, Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Biggly Piggly Wiggly Hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. Lots to get to this morning. We got Kanawha County Commission candidate and former Secretary of State Natalie Tennant coming up a little bit later on in the show. We're also going to speak a little bit about the Dancing with the Stars, and there's a special activity going on along with that, and we're going to get that a little bit later on. But I want to welcome now Joe Gearin from the Charleston Dirty Birds. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great event yesterday, Media Day.
Thank
By the way,
you.
I'm going to tell you this. I appreciate the invite to come over there yesterday. Myself and Rob Reel from our sister station, 96.1 KWS, were there. When you go to the ballpark this year, make sure you get the Reuben burger, because it's what Rob and I sampled yesterday, and it's a burger that's a Reuben, and they come together as the Reuben burger.
It's really good. We're really excited about a lot of new items at the ballpark, not just food, but some kids areas too.
Yeah, kids, whatever. I'm more excited about the food, but and also the churro bites. We had the. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
the
churro bites. They're also going to have beignets, so kind of a mixture of both.
You got that, Ryan? Beignets. We're having beignets. Ryan's my fellow foodie. All right, so opening day is next week.
Yep, April 25th on Thursday.
Yeah, and we're going to have all you folks in studio. I understand Andy's coming in, some players, managers, whatever. You got a new manager this season. I know everybody's excited about that, but we're excited before all that about this event that's going to be going on tomorrow, this Home Run Derby. Talk about it.
Yeah, so the Home Run Derby, we have not announced our full player set yet. Quite frankly, I think some of the guys didn't realize we had a Home Run Derby going on. A lot of players just kind of show up and they do what they're told, but the big name that I'm excited about for the Home Run Derby is Keon Barnum. He's the one that hit a massive home run 2 years ago when he played for Lexington here, and it's still sitting up on that building behind right field.
I was talking to Andy Shea about that yesterday. That ball, I mean, I don't know how many feet it was. I mean, it hit somewhere near like Sissonville or something. I mean,
right.
and so he's going to be taking part in it. But there's also, and I'm always hesitant to use the term celebrity, but there's some pretty well-known people in the community that are going to be taking part in the Home Run Derby as well. County Commissioner Ben Salango, who was just here, who, by the way, and since he's told me this story, I'm never going to let it die, that Salango scored the basket for the wrong team when he was a child in basketball. But he's going to try his luck at hitting tomorrow. But Salango's going to be out there hitting the balls tomorrow.
He is as well. He's going to have his work cut out for him, because I think the big name in the celebrity round, as you said, is going to be Chad Akers. He actually used to play for the Charleston Wheelers back when they were in the Reds organization. He played AAA.
And because there's always a Logan connection from my hometown, Logan, West Virginia.
Exactly.
Roomed with Ichiro Suzuki.
Wow, I did not know that.
That was his roommate when he was in the minors. So Chad's going to be taking part in. That's good. Also, I understand. Can I throw out a couple names?
Absolutely, please.
Avon Coburn.
Yep.
Former WVU football standout's going to be there. And from Metro News, our very own Jarrett Lewis is going to be there as well. The pride of the state of Indiana is going to be out there as well. And Jared's a young guy. He's not like old guys like me that can't do much. I mean, Jared could probably do pretty well for himself.
Hopefully. We'll see. Again, the celebrity guys, they don't have to hit it over the home run fence. They just have to hit it out of the infield in the air. So we're not asking for too much, but we'll see.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I know Chad Akers very well, and I think Chad has got a pretty good chance of putting it over the fence. Even at his age, he's probably going to guess he's a few years younger than I am. He's probably in his late 40s right now, but he still plays competitive softball. I think Chad could probably put that ball over the fence still. But
awesome.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. So what else is going to be going on besides the home run? I mean, if it's a big day of activities tomorrow.
Exactly. So our gates are opening at 5 o'clock. The big one that I hope fans really come out for is our players are going to be there to mingle with the fans throughout the entire Home Run Derby. We're going to have a select time for autographs before the Derby starts at 6:30. The guys that aren't participating in the Derby, they're going to be walking around, interacting with fans, signing autographs. We also have some local Little Leagues that'll be out in the outfield shagging the balls during the Home Run Derby. So, again, like we mentioned, we have the Reuben Burger. We're going to have all of these fun opportunities for people to learn what's going on for the Dirty Bird season this year.
And, of course, the weather's going to be good. It's going to be a little bit cooler. It was picture perfect for Media Day over there yesterday, but we got the rain now, but the rain's going to be moving away, and the weather is going to be fantastic. And it's just a great opportunity, too, for fans to be able to come out and maybe just walk around the ballpark and take it on. Because if you come to a game, you may, you're interested in getting your seats or getting to the beer line or the hot dog line or whatever. You get to actually, and plus to interact with the players. And that's one of the great things I like about what the Dirty Birds do and this league, but specifically with this team, Jill, is that they're very interactive. I mean, you guys have been out in the schools doing things. You've been out in the communities doing things, really becoming a big part of the community.
One of the first things that some of the players asked me when they found out I'm in charge of community relations, they said, hey, are we going to schools? Are we going to hospitals? That was the first thing they asked. They want to be a part of this community. So I'm excited about this season, and it's a great opportunity, like you said, for the fans to get to know the guys in a more relaxed setting than a game.
Again, I'm going to have all you guys back on opening day, which is Thursday. You're going to bring me a manager. The manager will be here. I think a player or two usually come in, and the GM and different staff and so on and so forth. And you're listening right now to, not me, but her, the play-by-play voice.
Yes, correct.
Of the Dirty Birds. What kind of preparation you been doing to get ready for that?
It's been on the back burner up until yesterday, media day. Now that the media day, the press conference is over, now I can focus in on that. But really, my prep is just getting to know the guys outside of the baseball statistics. I have to talk for 3 hours by myself. I need to have some good stories.
People don't, I think, realize, and I've not done a whole lot of sports play-by-play, but I have done the three major sports. And baseball's a little bit different because you don't always have action. You know, and that's why if you listen to, I think, my idol growing up was the great Marty Brennaman for the Cincinnati Reds. You got to have stories, and you can't have dead air. That's the enemy of any broadcaster in any format. But you can't just talk about the action all the time because baseball, there's not always something going on. There's pitching changes. There's so on and so forth. And you got to have stories. You got to be able to say, okay, all right, well this player spends his spare time doing this, and talk about his family or something like that. You got to have all that stuff.
Right, and you mentioned family. A lot of the guys have their wives and girlfriends that visit them or they stay here with them throughout the season. I make a point to get to know those girls so I can get the stories from them, their point of view.
All right, let's get back to the Home Run Derby. Again, it's tomorrow at the ballpark. Gates are going to open at 5:30. Home Run Derby starts at 6:30. And again, there's two different levels of this. You've got the actual professionals that are going to be out there, and you're going to let the little leaguers, I guess, come out there and shag some balls and whatever. And then you're going to have some members of the local community. We've mentioned a few of them that are going to be out there. I think having Akers in there, that may be a ringer right there. I think.
I think so too. He was kind of a last minute addition, and I think if we told people who signed up that he was going to be a part of it, they might have backed out. So I'm happy he was last minute.
And now, can people still sign up for that, or is it over? Or?
In terms of the local community, that one is over. If you are a little league that wants to participate, please reach out to me, and we can have you come out in the field with the players as well.
What's the best way to do that, Jill?
You can contact me at Gearin@dirtybirdsbaseball.com.
And the price, kids 12 and under get in free.
Correct.
For 12 and up is how much?
I believe it's $7, a normal ticket price.
It's like a normal event. All right.
Correct.
And then on opening night, and we're going to talk about that next Thursday, but on opening night, can you give us a little preview of some of the things that are going to be happening on opening night?
Well, I'm actually excited. This is technically Dusty, our mascot's first opening night, because we didn't bring out Dusty until halfway through the season last year. So we're really making it a big party. Dusty's first baseball opening night. We're going to have a red carpet. There's going to be balloons everywhere. There'll be balloon opportunities. And I think we're going to have some players interacting with the fans as well pregame, but we're still figuring that part out.
Well, you have a text here for you.
Okay.
It says, have you considered the baseball team setting up mentorships with the kids?
I have not considered that, but I think that's a great idea. I know that we have some Little League clinics that we'll have be put on. We'll have different hospital visits and school visits, but actually setting up a mentorship is a great idea, specifically guys who are local or around the area.
All right. Well, again, the Home Run Derby is tomorrow over at Gomart Ballpark. Jill, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here. Get used to Jill's voice because she's going to be on the air with me a lot this year. And we're going to have you and the team and everybody back for opening day. And go Jarrett Lewis tomorrow. He's the pride of WVRC Media, and he's out there going to be. He's going to do well tomorrow. I have faith and confidence in the kid. He'll do well.
Great. Thanks, Dave.
All right, Jill Gearin again from the Dirty Birds. 25 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in West Virginia for asbestos and mold. Asbestos was banned in some building products, but not banned for all products in the U.S. Do not expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They offer real estate environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can hurt you. Candidate for Kanawha County Commission, Natalie Tennant, is coming up next from the Parmar Store Studio in the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
Our children and families deserve leaders on the Kanawha County Board of Education, and Kate White is a leader that our families can trust. Kate White fights for safer schools for our kids and the best education for our children and teachers in Kanawha County. Kate White is a wife, a mother, and a leader in our community. Kate White understands our families and will deliver a world-class education for all of us. Let's vote for better education and a brighter future in Kanawha County. Let's vote for Kate White for Kanawha County Board of Education, paid for by the committee to elect Kate White for school board.
Attention all businesses. Are you looking for a reliable recycling center that's been serving the community since 2013? Look no further than Metal Center Recycling Center, with locations in Milton and Huntington. We're here to serve you. We offer roll container service for industrial commercial businesses, ensuring a hassle-free recycling process. Our facilities are safe, clean, and equipped to handle all your recycling needs. Join us today at Metal Center Recycling Center, 304-390-5746.
Sundays on 580 WCHS are a blend of inspiration, sports fervor, and intriguing tales. Kickoff is Let's Talk with Carl Lee, where athletics meets achievement in compelling conversations. Then dive into the Sunday Sports Line for the latest on local and WVU sports action. Hotline Weekend keeps you connected with the pulse of pop culture, followed by Animals Today. Cap off your evening with Weird Darkness, where eerie stories await. Only on 580 WCHS.
23 minutes away from 10. In the heart of West Virginia, there exists a profound force that goes beyond the realm of sports, transcending limitations and fostering a sense of belonging. Talking about Special Olympics, a remarkable initiative showcasing the latest episode of West Virginia Enriched in collaboration with Huntington. It stands as a testament to the power of determination, unity, and unwavering support. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580WCHS. Natalie Tennant, Democratic candidate for Kanawha County Commission, joins us. Natalie, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. And Dave, I especially want to thank you. I know we've had our ins and outs sometimes, always agreeing on things, but I really appreciate that you're having me here because this is a good platform. It's great for the community. We need local journalism. I know you're not news, but you're talk, but we need local journalism to, one, because I love local journalism, and two, we got to keep people accountable and, transparent and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's why we need this. So I appreciate it.
I have fun. That's the bottom line, is I have fun. So you are, of course, very well known in political circles, former Secretary of State, and you've run for other offices, and you've remained quite engaged in the political process, even when you weren't in office. But for those who may not know Natalie Tennant, give us the bio of Natalie Tennant.
Oh, I don't have enough time as youngest of 7 children raised on a farm in Marion County and born on Christmas Day. But I think that's part of raised by teachers and principals, so I know what it's like to serve. And it's about public service for me. And, we know the greatest is military and clergy, but teachers are of the highest public service in my eyes because I was raised by them. And so public service, I'm doing it the way I can, whether it was journalism as a news reporter or as an elected official, but also public service doesn't always have to be elected value.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that.
But here I am ready for office.
But I mean, again, as I said, you have remained engaged. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you just weren't doing anything for the last couple of years. I mean, you remain engaged in the political process and voting issues and things of that nature. Yes. I think you're to be commended for that. So with all that, your background in journalism and and former Secretary of State and all this other stuff, and being a mountaineer, yes. Why do you want to run for county commission?
Oh, so many different things. I mean, when you start looking at what the county commission does, I love the fact for economic development. I love the idea, they are the canvassers of elections and the connections that are made and that are needed and way you help people. And actually, it was about a group of women. I was at a meeting and they were talking and they were like, we think we need a candidate for county commission. And there was another woman there and I thought, man, she's going to make a great candidate and she's going to make a great county commissioner. And she wasn't in the correct district. So for about 6 or 8 months, people kept coming to me, please consider it, please consider it. And I was looking at it and I thought, can I do this? What do I have to offer? And I felt that I have the energy, the enthusiasm, the innovation. And as you're right, I mean, the last 2 years have been some ups and downs for me, both health-wise and working in various aspects. So I said, I can do this as county commissioner. And I've been around the county, all over the county, because I'm there anyway. Mm-hmm. Nothing is new to me here in the county. And people are like, thank you for doing this. It's time for a change.
So what do you feel the biggest needs of the county And let's just go ahead and let's say you are elected county commissioner on day one. You sit down with your legal pad because you'll already have had it prepared ahead of time. But let's just say what are you looking at as seeing the big needs of Kanawha County?
Well, I don't think you point out one. It's all a connection. And when I talk about innovation, for me, it's not coming up with this great technical thing or this great idea that no one has done before. Here's, for instance, as I've been around and learning about what's going on, I focus a lot on the eastern part of the county because there's this huge recreation plan that is coming that will have equestrian, hiking, biking, all different areas. And I'm like, this is great because there's this need to not let people pass up Kanawha County, especially that area, when they're on the way to Fayette County to the national, the bridge, the new national park. So from Marmet to Gauley Bridge, there's this great plan. Here's an idea that I have is that they want equestrian area. I went to so we know that. I went to a bridge, the innovation conference last week, and I saw what this young woman had come up with, which was a tiny tack, which is a portable tack box that you take care of horses, and you raise it up, you put a saddle on it. I'm like, wow, well, we want equestrian over in the eastern part of the county. I'm like, we can get her to be working in recreation over there. Then I go and meet another person, Louis Argento, who is giving away grants for recreation and tourism. So that's what I'll do on the first day. It's like I will connect with people. I mean, we have so much that we have to offer. I mean, I don't have to reiterate what the mayor and Commissioner Salango said. We're going to focus on the sports complex. That's Charleston. But what about Clendenin, where we have the new bike path? What about in Tornado, where we have another bike area? What about the pickleball courts in Nitro? So all of this is what excites me, but we also have to focus on the housing crisis, and I think that is such a big opportunity.
And that's an interesting point that you brought that up. I've had Terrell Ellis on from Advantage Valley and various other people that have talked about that, not only here in Kanawha County, but in the surrounding areas, about the housing shortage. It is a big, big issue here.
And I just think that we have opportunities because we also know we have dilapidated areas. Like my thought is, like when I come up with things, and this is where, when you say my notepad is written down, here's where I'm going to go, as I'm learning already now, you're right. By the time January 1st, when I'm sworn in, comes around, I'm going to know where exactly who I'm going to go to. But if we can take care of some of the dilapidated homes or help a landlord build up, then by giving them maybe a low interest-free loan, they build up. That offers some housing in the area. It's just all has to work together.
Talking with Natalie Tennant again, who's a Democratic candidate for Kanawha County Commission. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Fresh Air. They'll change those heating and cooling unit air filters for your home, your retail, industrial business, restaurant, church, and they offer 24-hour emergency service too. Visit their website is freshairfilters.us or call 304-440-1104 because everyone deserves fresh air. Natalie, we have a few people running for county commission on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, of course, you are facing off in the primary against longtime Commissioner Kent Carper. He's been in office, as I said, for a long time. Talk about facing someone who has been in office like that for a long time.
Well, I mean, it is an interesting aspect, and I know Commissioner Carper. I love his family. My daughter grew up around his grandsons, and his children are wonderful, and I've worked with him on many occasions in the Secretary of State's office. So I know the work that he's done. I think it's time to pass the torch. It's time to say, Natalie, I've done this. I've set a great foundation. You move forward and move it on. Like with some of these things that we're talking about, and I would bring a different view also. I talked about that group of women, and I don't want people to vote for me because of this. Can you believe that there's never been a woman county commissioner in our state's largest populated county? It's like it's not like we don't have women here. I mean, we've had some great women: Martha Worley, Martha Walker, Kim Knopf, Virginia King. I think of all those people, we've never had a woman. And so what I bring is just that diversity. I mean, in that inclusion, that's what people would probably say about me as Secretary of State with a lot of the projects I did and the innovation that I did there and helping businesses. It's just about inclusion, and I offer that, among the four candidates. Well, obviously, I think I'm the best because we're supposed to think that way,
you
right?
Should, yeah.
I mean, that's why you put your name on the ballot, and I just think that I've had some rough and tumbles, and I understand what it's like to work together and put aside any differences. You and I are sitting here, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And I just think that I can work with anyone, and I'm of that age and understanding where I can.
Talk about, as we mentioned, you held the office of Secretary of State. What did you learn in that office that you think will transition to making you a good county commissioner?
Oh, that's a great question. Every day I learn something. I love the idea of not being the smartest person in the room, because boy, does that get boring. Like I want to hear what some ideas are, and I've learned how to even conduct meetings. Like I'll have ideas. Like you can see how like something pops up in me. Like oh I got an idea, but I have to learn to say, let me hear what everyone else says first, because I don't want you to think that it's mine. But because I came up with it, we're going to do it. That's obviously the case there. I've learned that. I've learned about inclusion, but that's always been a case. Really, when I talk about being the youngest of 7, I just always think that there's supposed to be a lot of people around me, and we're all supposed to get our part, because that's the way I was raised. I think that you have to be open. Like I use this term, open and engaging government, as Secretary of State. Now it's called transparency. I'm like, I just called it open and engaging government. And I think that you need to be held accountable also. So those are, there's just so many things that I learned from that. And if you are upfront with your staff too. And that's what I told him first day in the Secretary of State's office. I won't do anything. I won't knowingly make you do anything illegal, immoral, or unethical. We may have some trip ups, but we will work with that together, and we will be open together.
Talk about the campaign. How's it been? You've been out knocking doors, doing meet the candidates for them. You have a little bit of an advantage, because I find it hard to believe that there's anybody that doesn't know who you are, but there may be those people that don't know. So what's your campaigin strategy been like?
You know, the third thing that they know about me is Secretary of State. They know that I was the Mountaineer first, then a television reporter, and then, weren't you Secretary
Your
of State? Your
obituary is going to mention the Mountaineer. You know that, right? That'll be number one.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah, she did some other
man.
stuff too, but she was also the Mountaineer.
Exactly.
So what's your campaign been like?
I have been everywhere, and I'll go to tough situations. Like, it was joyous on Wednesday in Clendenin when they cut the ribbon for the bike trail. Then I went to Alum Creek, where folks are trying to recover from a tornado and flooding, and it was an opportunity for them to see about 10 different agencies or organizations that would help them and go in there. And I went in there and I'm like, where do you all think that you need to be? And what I want to tell folks, and I'm going to put on my social media, if you've been impacted, please fill out the survey that they have. And I'll ask you to put it on your website and all your social media, because when you fill out that survey, it lets feds, state know how many people were impacted and how much money we might be able to be eligible for. So the more people to do it, that was what I took it from that. The more who fill it out, the more opportunities we have for help.
And that meeting was held a couple of nights ago, and I understand that you were in attendance.
Yes, I did go.
The one, and what was your takeaway from there? Because you'll be doing, I want to say you'll be doing a lot of that if elected. I'm hoping that you're not doing a whole lot of that, because hopefully we don't have that. But what was your takeaway?
See, and here's my other thing too. Okay, so my takeaway was they were so happy to be there. Like you worry that, are you going as a candidate? Or are you going as a helper? Well, I'm just a regular person, and they were like, thank you so much for being here. C.W. Sigmund was there, but there wasn't really anybody else from the county, although Deputy Sheriff Crawford was there. But I took away that people just need to be able to talk, and I was trying to lead them where they think they need to go. Second, here's my other idea. I went up there. I went to Erica Mandy with Red Cross. I'm like, Erica, why in the summertime, when it hasn't rained for about 3 weeks or a month, why aren't we digging out these creeks and opening them up? So come a flood in the spring, they're not being flooded. So that's what we need to do. We need to have that vision, and we need to clean out culverts when it's not raining and when it's not when it's too late. So that's what I took away too. And I'll tell you, the person I see most on the campaign trail is not my opponent in the primary, but Chris Walters perhaps in the general. I don't know. He had this idea of allowing the county to borrow the equipment, to allowing the cities to borrow county equipment to clean out things. And I'm like, okay, I'm stealing that, and I'll show that. And I'll give credit. I told you, I'm of the age and the maturity where we spread it all around, yeah.
All right, give me your social media. Website, what do you got out
Natalie
there?
Tennant, website is friendsofnatalietennant.com. Look for Natalie Tennant. I've got a couple of them on Facebook, on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, and I try to be unique in different areas, but sometimes it gets hard.
Give me the final 30, which I know is hard sometimes for people like us, but give me the final 30. It's not time. Why should someone vote for Natalie Tennant for Kanawha County Commissioner?
I'm asking people to vote for me because, one, it is time for a change, not from what I say, but what I hear others say. And remember, I was recruited. I will bring my energy, my enthusiasm, my ideas, and innovation. And I ask people to come along with me because I have shown that I like to hear other people's ideas. I like to hear what they have to talk about. So come along with me. And help us continue on this upward movement, and vote for me, Natalie Tennant for Kanawha County Commission.
All right, Natalie, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
8 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show is brought to you in part by Bridge Valley. If you're interested in improving your company's IT workforce, you want to know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap. Visit their website, bridgevalley.edu, for more information. Back after this from the Parmar Store Studio in the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
We need real conservatives in the House of Delegates. We need Mark Carter in District 57.
Hi, I am Mark Carter. As a conservative lawyer, I am a strong supporter of life, faith, and the Second Amendment.
Mark Carter was appointed to national offices by both President Donald Trump and President George W. Bush. Let's elect a new conservative Republican to the House.
I am Mark Carter, and I would appreciate your vote for House of Delegates.
Paid for by Mark Carter for West Virginia.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
The Husson's Pizza April Special. Get a largest large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad for just $20.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in pickup or delivery. Order now at hussonspizza.com.
Start your day informed with the early news on 580 WCHS. Local newscasts starting at 5 a.m. on weekdays, bringing you the latest updates on state, local, and national news. Stay ahead of the curve and be in the know with the early news on 580 WCHS.
Seeking stories of inspiration and resilience? Don't miss the Amazing Americans radio show, airing twice every Sunday on 580 WCHS. Start your day with us at 7 a.m. or wind down at 9 p.m. as we bring you uplifting sports tales of true American heroes. Hosted by Jerry Schimmel, these narratives of triumph over adversity will captivate and inspire. Be part of the journey with Amazing Americans, Sundays 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. exclusively on the Voice of Charleston, 580 WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. It is a podcast of health issues. More information available at WVMetroNews.com. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Going to close out the show in the week by quickly talking about an event coming up, I think it's 1 week from tonight at Astorgado. It's a style show of sorts, something I know nothing about. Mary Elizabeth Eckerson is here to talk about it. Mary Elizabeth, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having us this morning. I've got Brent Moles with me, my Team 6 partner, and with Mark and Brittany Tarachi, we are hosting, who's Team 3, we are hosting a fashion show at Astorgado next Friday, April the 26th. We have lots of clothiers that are coming to support our effort, and we'll be modeling clothes from Charlie, Cabby, Geraniums, Liberty Row, 218, Yared's, Oola Lucy, Tony the Tailor, E-Steps, and Pink Birch. And if you want tickets, they're $125. And if you just text The Runway to 41444, The Runway to 41444, you can sign up, and please join our great fun. Will be catered by 1010. I mean, we have a really all-out event that we
And it's all going to be at Astorgado, is that
yes,
right?
Sir.
Is that right?
Starting at 6 p.m. We're the United Way.
For the United Way. That voice you hear, that dainty voice that you hear is the voice of Margaret O'Neill from United. Hi, Margaret. How are you? Hi, Dave. How are you doing? How you doing? So what is your role in all this, sir?
Well, Dave, I am just not much, actually, really. So, to be honest, Mary Elizabeth.
Well, with
is,
these two, I can understand why.
Well,
but go ahead.
Mary Elizabeth is the looks, the talent, and the brains of the operation, and I just try to show up, stay out of the way. But yeah, really excited for the opportunity, and the fashion show should be great.
All right. So, what kind of fashions are we going to see at the fashion show, guys? I mean, all kinds.
Spring's fashion. We have women's fashion. We have children's fashion. We have. All age groups. I mean, it will encompass everything from small children at, Liberty Row to Geraniums, which is an adult like me, very mature adult like me. And
who are your models? Who will be doing the modeling?
You're asking all the hard questions.
Well, I'm just asking.
It's
my job.
Variety. Each of the vendors has signed up their own models, but we have 4 other teams that are participating in Dancing with the Stars for the United Way of Central West Virginia, and we have each of those persons will all be modeling and during the event and promoting themselves as well.
It's kind of a list of who's who of Charleston will be walking that runway. So yeah, some pretty good names. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and to vote for Team 6, which is me and Brent, all you have to do is text Dance 6 to 71777.
Now, this is just one of the teams, though.
We're just one team.
But before I get hammered by the other teams, I want to say I'll make time available for any of the teams that want to come out here, because I know I'm going to catch crap. For somebody to say, why didn't you have our team on? I'll have any team on. Sure. It just so happens that you guys happen to reach out to me. It's all you got to. People ask me all the time, well, how does this person get it? Because they asked. It's real simple.
There's 2 answers, yes or no, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you always ask for the order.
And I have an open door policy as here. I will have anybody on the show. Well, we wish you the best of luck. I think it's going to be a great time. Give us all the particulars again.
We're it's Astor Auto. It's April 26th, 6 o'clock p.m. Doors open. $125.
No, if we didn't clarify this, which Astorgado is it? Because you got the one over, you got the used car dealership, and then you've also got the new one out on the corridor. Which one?
The beautiful one out on the corridor.
The beautiful one out on the corridor.
They have been, and I would like to promote Astorgado in this piece. They have been so generous with their time, their facility, all the accommodations they're making for parking, getting people in and out, and
beautiful
we have
showroom
great applause
they've opened up to us.
Great people out there.
Astorgado.
All right, guys, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot. This was a loaded up show, but I'm sorry I couldn't give you any more time. But
we appreciate what we got.
All right,
thank you. Yep, absolutely.
All right, try to keep Margaret O'Neill in line. She's an old radio person, and those people can be kind of wacky.
Oh, that's right.
Just so you know.
Me too, actually. I used to work for B100.
I didn't know that. Well, we'll have to talk some radio here a little bit. All right, guys. Thanks to all my guests on the show today. My producer, Ryan Nicholson, always doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. Coming up on Monday's show, Charleston City Councilwoman Shannon Snodgrass will be on the show, plus a candidate for the House of Delegates, Ernest Blevins, on the show as well. Hoppy's coming up at 10:06 with Talkline from the Cova Insurance Studios in Morgantown. Have yourself a great weekend, folks. See you Monday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.